recording. This is Vance Stevens, and we're starting the session now, but not exactly now. It's okay. Yeah, I'm just introducing myself. I'm in Tarragona. I'll take it. And you can start. Okay. Ready? Okay. Good afternoon. So, Vance Stevens will give us now a presentation about Minecraft and model for gamification and future training. He will have 5 minutes to present, and I'll try to answer the questions. As we go along, I'll show you some signs to let you know how you progress. All right, that's fine. Okay. You may wonder what I'm doing here. What this is, well, first of all, this is about a course for teachers in something called EVO, Electronic Village Online. I'm not sure if you've heard about it. If you know TESOL, Teachers and Speakers to Other Languages, it's something that happens every January and February. Anybody can join. Anybody can propose a session. I've been doing it since about 2002, I think. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. First of all, if you go to that, if you've got a device, and you can go to slideshare.net/Vance now or after the presentation, you can find all the slides, everything I intend to say but won't have time for today, is all linked. You can find it all later. So we'll get as far as we can. And I don't know if you know about SlideShare, but the first couple of slides in SlideShare don't link. So I've avoided links on this slide. Every other slide has links. They work in SlideShare. So basically what this is about today is it's about a model for teacher professional development that I've been recording this without talking. How do you like that? Okay. Anyway, Vance Stevens in Tarragona, talking to people about Minecraft as a tool for professional development training. So anyway, so I've set up a course. I didn't know anything really about Minecraft myself, but I wanted to learn it. So as I said, anybody can propose a session for the Electronic Village Online. So I did that. I proposed a session and basically succeeded in learning about Minecraft. I'm going to tell you how that happened. So first of all, I'm going to try in the short time we have to root what I'm doing in a model of Connectivism. Are you familiar with Connectivism? Yes? Anybody? Yes? Okay. All right. I'll show you a few names and ask you if you know them in a minute, so there'll be a quiz. So, and I'm going to show you how I've been doing connectivist learning for the last 15, 20 years, and how this is part of a progression of what I've been doing, and why Minecraft is an appropriate vehicle for understanding gamification, which is really hard for teachers to grasp, especially teachers in training, because you have to experience it in order to really understand it. And I'm going to explain how the project was conceived and implemented, and show some of the results we had working with teachers, with a moderator who was blind, leading the blind. And I'll tell you a little bit about how we'll continue in 2016, because we do this again next year. You're all welcome to join us if you want. You'll find links for that. So anyway, this is Connectivism. I'm not going to dwell on this very much, but I don't know if you've ever heard of Dave Cormier. Anybody? Dave Cormier? Yes. Are you in RISO 14 or 15? Okay, he runs a MOOC. He's one of the influential connectivists. And Stephen Downs, gotta know Stephen Downs. He's one of my heroes. You know my hero, don't you? No? Okay. Well, one thing he does, he records all his presentations. That's why, in a way, I'm doing this. I've been following him for such a long time. It's really a connectivist thing to do, because there are people here in the space here. There's Chris Fry in Barcelona, Peggy George, who's from the United States, and she was at the ISTE conference recently. I missed her. There's a slide coming up about ISTE. Are you familiar with ISTE? The ISTE conference? Yes. Okay. All right. So anyway, George Siemens coined the word Connectivism. It's a learning theory for the digital age, basically. It's about how, in his famous words, the pipes are more important than the content in the pipes. So the pipes is what educators have to establish connections between one another. Stephen Downes says that once you've got the pipes connected, then you're as smart as everybody in the room. That is, you've got access to the knowledge. And the last person, Stevens, anybody heard of that guy? Anyway, I wrote something here. There's a link there if you want to read a draft I submitted for this publication. So I mentioned ISTE. My colleagues and I went and did a workshop there. There's a link for the workshop if you want to see it later. This is some of the tweets because as I do, as you can see, I've got a microphone here. I did a Hangouts for the first part of the workshop. It worked pretty well. The bandwidth sustained itself, and there was a lady named Mary Kay Pauley who presented at a distance about Minecraft, of all things. So let's see if I can get my mouse to work. There we go. So that's Mary Kay and her presentation. There's a link there to that page that you see there. She basically, the takeaway from her presentation was that she was working with middle school students, and she had those students, she saw they were using Minecraft, and she had curriculum goals. So she made the students justify how they could use Minecraft to meet those curriculum goals, the middle school students. I thought that was pretty cool. And it corroborates the claim that it's not whether it's in the curriculum, rather, it turns out with Minecraft, the curriculum is in it. So that's just a way of looking at things. Anyhow, at the ISTE conference, which I just mentioned, I just went to, it's Minecraft crazy. I mean, it's mainly for K-12 teachers, but there were workshops training people to do Minecraft that were letting in about 25 or 30 at a time and turning away about 100. So it was just, people were going crazy over Minecraft. And let's see. So what I'm doing, the reason I'm webcasting these things is really about openness. I think openness is part of how Connectivism works, how we try to connect with other educators. If you come to a conference like this, we reach 89 people, but of course we will reach a few more. This is being recorded. So the connectivist idea is that what you do is open, because of course you learn more from other people. You get paid back from their sharing. So I don't know if I'm going to go through all of this. I suppose maybe I should talk about the things I'm doing right now. There's something called Learning2gether that I started in 2010. There is one webhead in here. I know Maria. Anybody else card-carrying webhead? Okay, anyhow. We started webheads in 2002 to teach teachers, or to have teachers experience how to connect with one another and how to share in online environments. And then, of course, we want that to rub off on our students, or we want the teachers to take those techniques to their students. The more you learn about this by doing it, the more you find ways of bringing your students into this kind of zeitgeist. So anyhow, Learning2gether was something I started in 2010 after WebEds was about 8 years old, just to do this weekly. We always met weekly anyway, so we've been doing that for 15 years, meeting every Sunday. Around noon, 1400 GMT, we have, if you click on that link, you can find our program. And so then Electronic Village Online is something I've been doing since 2002. WebEds was the first of those. But the latest thing that I got interested in was the Minecraft MOOC. I call it a Minecraft MOOC. It's not really a MOOC, or it is if MOOC stands for Minuscule Open Online Course, then it's a MOOC. Okay. So what we're trying to do, the problem is that if you want to learn about gamification, or you want your teachers to be inculcated in these techniques, you have to get them. Everyone has to get into it. So guides in this journey have to themselves have gone through gamification. It's really hard, to have anybody tell you about it. You just have to do it. So fortunately, we're doing a lot of this. There are a lot of websites, webinars, Second Life, things like that. MOOCs, people are taking MOOCs. They for me is MOOC. And Minecraft turns out, I think, to be a really nice model for this kind of thing. It really lends itself very well. It was just an idea I had that might work, and I think it kind of did. So basically, it's a way of flipping learning because in many ways. One, well, it gamifies the language learning experience and gamifies the teacher training experience as well. Some of the people we got involved in our course or our session, they had students themselves, and they were bringing their students into the mix, and they were informing us how their students were teaching them really about Minecraft. And also, we had children join us. This lady has a son, that's Philip over there. He's 11 years old. I think he was 10 when he gave his first international online presentation at ResCon conference, online conference. And then I got really interested in them because she's very interested in Minecraft, and she's very interested in what Philip is doing with Minecraft. Basically, he's learning English fluently. He's Croatian, and he has his own YouTube channel, and he interacts with people in English, and really his English is, she's really amazed at how good it is. So she wrote an article with me. There's a link to it. All the links work even though you can't see them very well. There's a link right at the bottom of the page. If you click on that link, you'll go to the article that we wrote together. She interviewed Philip and kind of plumbed his ideas about how he was benefiting from using Minecraft to learn language. And so anyway, you can read that article. That's actually how this whole idea got started, because she was interested in Minecraft. I was interested in it. Neither of us really were that involved, but it was the two of us who decided to put on a session. So just a couple of more important bullet points. Students are teaching the teachers. That's one way this thing gets flipped. And everyone enjoys the learning, we found out. And student self-esteem gets really boosted because the students suddenly know more than the teacher, and the teacher is interested in what the students are doing and the space that the students are in. So anyway, the hard part, as I mentioned earlier in passing, but now I'm going to dwell on it, is the hard part of learning about Minecraft is finding communities in order to do that. That's the real challenge, because if you're interested in getting on a server, mostly those servers are whitelist people who can get in there because they've got kids on them and they're worried about adults getting in and mixing with the kids. So it's really hard to find space that you can go and interact with people and using Minecraft, unless you set up your own server, and then here again you've got to have a community. So that was our solution, was to start our own community, invite other educators to learn how to do this by joining us in the game. And we didn't let I didn't let the lack of expertise deter me anyway. I just thought I would learn by doing this, which I did. And we found experts. Experts just emerged. And more about that. So this is, that's Jeff Koons over there. I met him in the TESOL conference in Toronto, and we did a selfie. So as I mentioned, I proposed to moderate an EVO session, and we created a proposal, a syllabus, a Google Plus community. I'm not going to click on those links, I don't have time, but you can. If you go to the slideshow, you can see our proposal, you can see our syllabus, you can go to our Google Plus community, which you would want to join if you're joining us next September, next January and February. Okay, so in setting this up, we attracted other people. I mentioned that Mariana and I and her son Philip wrote an article, and in the article I did the research about what other language learning people were doing in language learning. And I found Jeff Kundun and Dave Dodgson, two guys there. I just showed you a picture of Jeff. So I wrote to them, and they both agreed to come on board. So here we had a couple of experts now. We had Philip, 11-year-old expert, knew everything about Minecraft. Jeff, either of them would have set up a server for us, because actually we learned how to set up servers as we went. But Jeff set up a Minecraft server. Philip, 11 years old, would have done that for us if Jeff hadn't done it. He based his university, behind his university firewall, so it seemed a better thing to do. So basically, the syllabus was pitched at teachers who would gravitate to an open-ended learning environment. So there were really no outcomes. In our syllabus, we had the first week was defined in the syllabus. We defined tasks that people should do, and then we sort of left the rest of it loose, and we just, actually it was community as curriculum. It's another of Dave Cormier's notions. If you're taking his Rhizo MOOC courses, they're really about community as curriculum. It's actually something that from Vygotsky, how the environment sets the curriculum. And so it's sort of letting the people, seeing how they get along with the first week, seeing what they might be able to do in the second week, and then and we said for the first week's task, we told them we would award badges, and for the tasks that it seemed doable, we settled on 8 things that we wanted people to do, and if they did 5 of them, we awarded them a badge. So there's Dave's community as curriculum. This is Dave Cormier talking about his Rhizo 14 course. But one compelling argument he has is that if you're going to prepare teachers, you have to prepare them for this openness. They have to be able to engage in open spaces with peers, write their blogs, put their blogs online, put their thoughts online, be ready for criticism online, join open spaces where people can, they need to do this when they're students. He puts them in these open spaces. It's a little awkward for some of his students because they're not really used to this. They don't really like putting themselves out there. Not everybody is used to that. Some of us put ourselves way out there, I'm sure. So basically, here again, there's a link to the syllabus at the top. In the syllabus, we put links to Mojang, who's the people who make Minecraft, and YouTube videos that would tell you how to use Minecraft and how to do it. We gave out the IP address of the server. We encouraged people to tag at Tagboard. They didn't tag at Tagboard. We used Tagboard to aggregate the tags. Our tag is EVOMC15, and we used scheduling software. This one, what is that? Anybody read that? I can't remember what it is. It's a Doodle. Yeah, Doodle to thank you, to schedule our meetings. So we just had people fill in the Doodle, and then if someone said they would be there, we met them there, and we used Skype to communicate as we were wandering around in the world. Okay, so this is what the world looked like. All these things are built by people. I'm not sure if the castle was in a map, because Jeff, when we set it up, it was there. And Jeff built himself a Batman statue because that's his character in Minecraft. And the tower over there is an elevator that another boy from Spain, 12 years old, his name's Carlos. I found out later that his mother was moderating an EBO session, so he came along and he joined our Minecraft one. He was also very knowledgeable. And Philip made the McDonald's over there. So this is what the space looked like from people who are flying. You could fly. And we started out in creative mode. Creative mode is a mode where there's no stress. You have all the resources available to you. You learn how to use the tools. You learn what's there. Everything is available. You don't have to go and find anything. You just learn how it works. So here's just Batman statue. And also he made a train. It's powered on redstone. So he built the train to go around the castle. Actually, this is the one we got, the one photograph I got. So this is creative mode. Unlimited inventory, unlimited time. You don't die from hunger or anything like that. People dig and build, and basically there's 4 steps. A novice. I can't build or craft, but if you become an apprentice, I can do it if you show me. If you're a practitioner, I can do things by myself, and then if you're an expert, you can teach other people to do it. So we're all moving ourselves through that continuum. And I mentioned that there was a lady in our group called Kelly, and she shared some of the notes that her students had made for her when she's getting her students to explain what they were doing in English, because she's an English teacher. Second language students, so that's one of the things she shared. But an interesting thing is, when she shared some of this, she got this other guy, his name Walton? Yeah, anyway, Walton comes on and comments on her photos, and she says to Walton, "Oh, I didn't know they went out on, because I just posted them to the Google Plus community, but I didn't realize they went out, you know." And so here again, she's connecting with other educators and getting positive feedback, using being really open. Some of the things we learned from kids, I already mentioned the tower, and there's another kid named Ian who actually I run in Alliant, and one of the children of the parents that I run with joined us and built this really nice hotel for us. It was a shell. Philip had a thing about rabbits. He would just spawn rabbits, and rabbits are running around everywhere. And he taught us how to make bows and arrows and shoot the rabbits. And so in case you're not in creative mode, you might need some food. So that's another way we're learning. Horsing around. Turns out there are horses in Minecraft. You can capture them, you can saddle them, you can ride them if you want. Lighting is a big problem at night. We're all wandering around at night because it's not dangerous, because that's creative mode. Jeff and Aaron was Jeff's colleague, Aaron Schwartz. They made a trap. They created a house, and it says, "Don't push the button." So of course I wandered in, and the first thing you're going to do, push the button, see what happens. Stop. Okay. Anyway, a big explosion occurred. All right. I have that it's 7 minutes before the end of the. I have that it's 7 minutes before the end of the time that people have to leave. Should you really want me to stop, or should I? Yes, I'll try. I'll try. This shows, as I said, you have access to them, so I'll just show them, and we'll finish the presentation. And then this is very short for those of you listening in the online environment. 30 minutes maximum. Basically, this is zombies, and when survival mode is turned on, things get dangerous. But it turns out that you learn you can collaborate. It's dangerous because if you're not prepared, zombies will come out and eat you. But you have to escape them. And you're supposed to learn how to build your own shelter. But if you have friends there, they'll show you where theirs is, and you can survive this. Actually, I found that to be a real surprise. This is the end game, where Jeff dug himself into a hole with lava and wrote as if he were lost there. He was never coming back. He was running out of food, he said. Anyway, statistically, I guess the most important statistics are that we had 61 people, actually there's 70 some odd now in our Google community. We thought about 20 probably came to the server, took some interest in what we were doing. 10 actually made entries in a Google form, and 6 of those earned badges, not counting the moderators. Okay, these are the missions accomplished. Let me make this a little bit larger so you can see it. Okay, so these are the things that the people had to complete. We had people fill in a Google form online. So they self-reported, but they have to leave links. The things about badges is they have to be corroborated with something to be effective. So when people did something, they had to leave a link to what they had done. So all that is, you can go there and you can find the people's links, and you can decide if they earned their badges or not. Okay, about done here. We next time around, we're going to do this again in 2016. And this guy here is one of the moderators. He was one of the participants in the course, and I took his picture when he was presenting at TESOL Arabia. His name is Thomas Lawrence. He's going to join us because he was so interested and effective. Here's some additional references. As I mentioned, all my slides are open and online. And we still finished with 4 minutes to go. No, you're doing your job, you know. Okay. Any questions? Yes. Mm-hmm. Through Skype. Oh, no, there are 2 ways. One, the question is, how do you communicate in Minecraft? And one of the ways is as a text chat in Minecraft. It's kind of like Second Life without sound. But you have to use third-party tools. Skype, we use Skype. Next time around, we'll probably use something that anybody can join and talk across. Maybe Illuminate. Though, like what I'm using right here would be a good tool because people can actually talk to each other in this tool. You can show people things. Okay. Any other questions? Here's one here. With the purpose of experiencing created in Minecraft used as a way to help teachers learn to use Minecraft basically, hands-on professional development experience. Yes, it was. It's part of Electronic Village Online, which is a teacher professional development thing that anybody can propose a session if you dare to do that, or if you just want to take them, you get the flavor. That's very good. They last for 5 weeks. They're free. Go to evosessions.pbworks.com and you'll find more about that. They start in January. You sign up for them in January. They last for 5 weeks. Peggy says, Minecraft wasn't used to deliver professional development. Is that right? Well, in a way, no. It was used for us to experience professional development in a way that you can't really do in the standard kind of course. Anything else? Yes.
So if you want to use it, Minecraft, for any purposes, you need some kind of pedagogic organization using Minecraft as a game and communication tools and interactions. How is this done?
Yes, okay, that's a good question. How do you set up that's sort of, the teachers who were doing that, as you saw one example of where a teacher was having your students explain to her what they were doing. Teachers build things. If you have project-based learning with your students, there are teachers I've read about or interacted with who, I think Thomas was one of them, who his students had to do a project. They could choose to do it in Minecraft or in anything. Some of them chose to make digital stories in Minecraft. We had people join us. There's a lady named Carol Rainbow who was in another EVO session on Machinima. We found many correspondences between Machinima and Minecraft, because Machinima and Second Life basically is a way to tell a digital story, which is a language learning task. And you can do it in Machinima or in Second Life. So that little 11-year-old kid, Philip, has a YouTube channel, which is quite famous in his circles. And he makes his own videos about what goes on. He makes space battles, and he shows the videos to his friends, shares them with his friends. So, and some people set up worlds. They build Mayan cities and hide artifacts in them. The students have to go and find them, and they put signposts up and things like that. So it depends on how good you are at it. But that's actually what I'm trying to do. Is I'm thinking one of these days I'm going to become a glass bead master, in Minecraft. But at the moment, I would have to just work with students who would then be guiding me probably. So it's flipping the learning from the teacher knows everything and tells the students what to do to the students are taking charge of their own learning and one-upping the teacher, which they really like. I don't know if that would work for everybody. Okay. Well, thank you. Yes. Yes, you can. There's an iPad edition called Pocket Edition, which allows 5 players to interact simultaneously. By the way, Minecraft costs about $30. No matter how you get it, on an iPad or on a PC. Only the client costs money. You can download the server software for free, and you can set up your servers, but each client has to have something. I think you can get Minecraft Edu. I'm not sure if it's Minecraft.edu or Minecraft Edu something. Anyway, if you Google it, Minecraft Edu, then they have a server package for $400, which accommodates 25 simultaneous users. So that's for schools, basically. So there's lots of resources. If you go to Minecraft EDU, you'll find out lots more about it. If you start Googling it, you'll find lots more about it. Just Google it for what people are doing with ESL and would answer your questions. So get lots of ideas. Okay, well, thank you for your questions and your attention. Appreciate it. Thank you for the online audience. I really appreciate you popping along. And sorry I didn't record the very first part of it. I can go back and add that. Yes, okay, yes. The comment is there's very good interaction. Yes, in fact, actually, all of this is recorded, being recorded now. It's going to go online. I'll put the link in the slideshow so that you can get it there. I'll put the link in there. As soon as I shut this down, the recording gets on the server, and I'll put the link up, and you can read the chat and everything. All right. Well, thank you. I can't hear anything anybody is saying, but thank you for coming. We're all reading. Oh, thanks. Oh, my computer is dying. No, yes, it might be dying. Okay. Thanks, Chris. I'll see you on Sunday. And I'm going to have to plug in my computer or shut it down. Maybe I'll plug it in. Fun. Make sure I've got it. No worries. 7 minutes. I had only about 38 after the hour. Yeah. Because of these things. Well, yeah, it's okay. I mean, there's nothing on after the session. Don't worry. We're going to try this. Well, I can't get used to my computer, so it's going to die. Okay, anyway, thanks. I'm the only one left. Bye, everybody. This is 8th of July. This is kind of a Learning Together session, but it's a session recorded in Tarragona, Spain, at the 17th Cal Research Conference.